What's up, guys? It's your boy Christopher V2 with another episode. Back at it again. Texans, Titans, post-game reaction. It's not going to be a good one, guys. The Texans lost 32-27. Texans take the L. Texans are 7-5 after 12 games. Um, so let's get right into this thing, man. What a disappointing loss. Let's just start with that. What a disappointing loss. Um, the Texans defense gave up a lot of plays today, a lot of big plays today. The Texans offense couldn't do anything, couldn't run the ball. CJ Stroud's turning the ball over. CJ Stroud's inaccurate. The offense just reached a new low. Honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, we reached a new low. Um, we're gonna get it into this a little bit later. My hot take, I guess you guys could say, has CJ Stroud regressed? Is CJ Stroud still on that path to becoming a top five quarterback? Maybe I'll save that for a different video. But as far as this video, CJ Stroud wasn't good. The offense wasn't good. Joe Mixon couldn't get anything going. The offensive line was not good. The receivers weren't good. Um, and it just seems like we've reached this point with this Texans offense where we've just got to accept that the quarterback has regressed. um, Might be a hot take. A lot of Texans fans, haven't been wanting to go there, but I'm gonna say it. The quarterback has regressed. Um, the offensive line has regressed from last season. Last season, it seemed like we had so many different combinations of the offensive line. We had Titus Howard playing guard. We had Jarrett Patterson in there, Drew Scruggs in there, George Fant in there. A lot of different guys on the offensive line last year. And all those combinations looked a lot better than anything we've seen this season. Obviously, we all know the struggles of the left guard position for the Texans this entire season. It continued today. Drew Scruggs did not have a good game. Um, and I think all those things really contributed to how bad the offense was today. Like 1.6 yards per carry. I know a lot of us want Bobby Sloak fired and all this, and I'll go on a little rant about that a little bit later, but it's just this offensive line just isn't good at anything. They can't run block well, they can't pass block well. And then when you add on top of that, where with all the stuff we know about the offensive line this season, we're expecting CJ Stroud to go out there and just be Superman, be just be a godlike figure and win us these games. And he's not doing that right now, and he hasn't been that top five quarterback that we all expected that he would be. And it's just even he is struggling, man. Like so, when you add in all these things with the offensive line not playing well, CJ Stroud not playing well, Tank Dell's regress from last season, um, you know, the guy got shot last year, so I feel like it's gonna take him a while to get back to that form. I think at the beginning of the season, Tate Dell's a guy that struggled with his new role on the offense with Steph Diggs coming in, and Nico being that number one guy, so he's kind of had to adjust. But just everything to this point this season with the whole offense is they've all just regressed. And let's talk about Bobby Slowick, man. A lot of people again this season are going to want him fired. Feel like we're saying this for the 500th time this season. Bobby Sloak's got to go. Bobby Sloak's got to go. Bobby Sloak's got to go, right? That's what we've been talking about all season. So, especially after this game, man, uh, it's only going to get louder. And D'Amico had this hard-hitting quote after the game. Uh, I don't remember who asked the question from Houston media, but he pretty much said that the Texans offense, you know, did enough to win the game, and it was on, this game's pretty much on the defense, right? So, first of all, I think D'Amico's got CTE from his playing days, man, because what the hell are you talking about, D'Amico? The offense was bad. The offense was not good, and I know the defense gave up a lot of big plays. They gave up that 70-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter. They gave up a 38-yard touchdown in the first quarter, and then I think they gave up another one. Um, man, who was it? I forgot who it was. I think it was the one that Jimmy Ward got beat on. So they did give up a lot of plays. They had 8 sacks. Um, they did a pretty good, I mean, minus those big plays, which I know it's crazy to say, minus the 70-yard touchdown, uh, but minus those plays, I think they did pretty well. They kind of kept you in the game. To be honest, it could have been worse. Like you could have been down double digits in the second half. You could have got blown out. I think really what we saw here is the Titans really tried to give away the game to us, and the Texans just didn't take it. Their offense wasn't good all game, and I think that's what we've got here. And you end up losing 32-27. And so D'Amico saying that the defense was to blame and the offense really, put up enough points to win us the game. I think that's false. That's false. N- that's wrong. And so now we've got a situation where I checked Twitter earlier today, right after the game, and man, people are killing D'Amico for this shit. People are killing Sloak again for the 500th time this season, and it's gotten bad, man. And Kaimi Fairbairn. Let's talk about Kaimi Fairbairn, man. I just don't understand how as a kicker you can make like fucking 60, 58-yard field goals easy with the snap of a finger, automatic, and you completely shank a fucking 20-yarder, man. Like, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. But, that's kind of the way this game went, man. It was a crazy game. If you're on the outside looking in, not a Titans fan, not a Texans fan, you're like, man, this was a good ass game, entertaining. Uh, it was up and down, up and down. And man, as a Texans fan, is this the worst loss that we've ever had in the D'Amico Ryans era? Probably up there, yes. I would say it's up there. And the guys, listen to this stat. The Texans in 2024 have had a game where they had 5 interceptions, and they've had a game where they've had 8 sacks, and they've lost both, which is just that's just insane to me. It's just insane. And the only words that I can give you guys to describe, you know, what, describe what has happened here is Texans gonna Texan, man. That's all I can those are the only words I can come up with to describe this shit. I just don't get it. I mean, is any other team in the fucking NFL and NFL history gonna have a game with 8 sacks, have another game with 5 picks and lose those games? I don't think so. So, it's not good vibes over here with the Houston Texans right now. Not doing too well right now. But, we've got to move on to next week. Um, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars next week. And man, if they play like this against the Jacksonville Jaguars on the road, they might lose that game too. And we're looking at a situation where if you lose next week, you're 7-6. Things are kind of like falling apart for your football team if you lose next week, man, because we started this thing at what, 7-4, 7-3, we were a couple weeks ago, and there's a big chance that you might be 7-6 next week. So, and this is a team with Super Bowl aspirations, like we've been talking about. And speaking of speaking of the wheels falling off the wagon, I heard I heard that Joe Mixon was jawing with the fans today. The fans were like booing and shit, and Joe Mixon was like talking shit back to them. So, it's like we're not there to where we're not to the point where we're saying give up on the season. I think like things have just gotten too far. But we're like right on the border, man, because if they lose next week, things are gonna get really, really bad in the city of Houston. Um, I I feel like people are gonna take their pitchforks to Bobby Slowick's house or wherever the fuck he lives in Houston. He's gonna have to call security to get the crazy fans out of there. And I think that's where we're headed if we lose next week, man. Um, but my overall recap for this game, disappointing loss. Uh, Man, I'm just speechless right now. I just don't know what else to say. Uh, just I wanted to beat the Titans so bad. I mean, you guys heard me in my last video. Like I was like, fuck the Titans. Screw this team, screw their owner. I want to stick it to them. And 24 hours later, people are clowning us. Uh, as they should. The Texans were awful today. They were terrible today. They got to be better. And man, I even saw on Twitter that a former player for the Texans um was clowning us, man. I think it was King, cornerback. I think former Texans corner King. I think it was him who was clowning us, laughing emoji right in our face. I saw that. Man, I had to turn my phone off because I was about to lose it, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was about to fucking lose it. Man, people are clowning us again, and this team deserves it, man. I feel like this team should have got blown out. And man, I know I'm going on a rant here, but fuck it, let's do it. I feel like this team should have got blown out with the way they played today. D'Amico Ryan said that they weren't prepared to play today, which does not make any sense. Like, how do you not have your team prepared to play a fucking division game at home? Like, what are we doing? Um, and a lot of people, I've been on social media after the game, and a lot of people are coming for D'Amico Ryans, man. They want him fired. They want him to hold people accountable. They want him to hold Bobby Sloak accountable. They want him to hold himself accountable for just, the unpreparedness, the mental mistakes, the penalties, just everything. So not going too well for you, boy, right now in the Texans, man. Not going too well. Uh, Man, so take a look ahead of what we got, right? So we got Jacksonville next week, and then you've got that dreaded three-game stretch against the Miami Dolphins, Kansas City Chiefs, and the Ravens, and then the last team you play is the one we played today, the one we lost to today, the Tennessee Titans on the road to end the season. Um, you know what? I'm gonna say this. The Texans will be lucky if they come out with a winning record this last 5 games. Um, but then again, I look at it and I'm just like, this team is so damn confusing. Where I know they beat an undermanned Buffalo Bills team earlier on in the season, but they did beat Josh Allen, the Bills. Um, you lost to the New York Jets. You lost to the Tennessee Titans. Um, you were beating the Detroit Lions up 23-7. You're going to lose that game. So it's just I just don't know. I mean, I asked myself to predict every single game, like predict these upcoming games, and I'm just like, I don't really know where to start with this team because you never know like what you're gonna fucking get with this team. Like, we know the offense is bad, but I mean, damn, I didn't expect our defense to look like that. And now Jalen Petrie, he exited the game early, but we all know what he's meant to this defense. He's the do-it-all guy on defense. He can play box safety. He can, you know, he's a impact maker on defense, man. And I know we clown his coverage skills one-on-one, but other than that, I mean, you saw what this defense looked like without him. They couldn't stop the run. They couldn't get, They were consistently giving up big plays, and man, I don't. I, I'm just speechless with this loss, man. And on to next week, I guess, man. We we go to Jacksonville next week, play Mac Jones. I mean, if Will Levis did this against our defense today at home, am I really gonna be shocked if Mac Jones just tears us apart? Um, tears our defense apart next week? Not really. Uh, I mean, I I really don't know what else to say, guys. Texans lose 32-27. This is my reaction to this terrible, awful game. And man, Texans got the Jags next week, so hopefully we look a little bit better against the Jags. Hopefully we can do something in the second half against the Jags. Hopefully we can score a fucking touchdown in the second half. Offensive touchdown, I should say, because I mean we've had a couple defensive ones the last couple weeks. But man, yeah. Yep. Texans lose 7-5 on to Jacksonville, and I'll probably have another video or two out for you guys this week. I'm probably gonna do my next video on uh has CJ Stroud regressed as a quarterback for the Houston Texans. Stay tuned for that one later this week, but uh thank you guys for watching. You guys can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube, obviously. I'm on Twitch. I don't really post much to Twitch, but I have a Twitch if you guys want to follow that. I'm on Instagram at Christopher V2. At the end of the video, you guys will see all my social medias on this video. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Man, go Texans.